Okay, well, we're standing here in the historic quad and part of the historic district at Fullerton College. And I really wanted to point out some of the key and cool features of what makes this so historic. And one of the things is the decorative tile they've used. It's a Moorish tile, Tunisian. They're very brightly colored. They're a big contrast to the buildings being kind of a plain and neutral color. So it was a big part of the architecture for these buildings was the use of this decorative tile. And if you look up on top, you can see the dome that's not only decorative tile, but then it has flowers that go around the whole perimeter of the dome. So it's just this added extra that really makes this district so important, so beautiful. Another thing that they did, we talked about a little, was that Harry Vaughan, when he was working at the high school, they employed basically students. I shouldn't say employed, they used students in their shop classes. So they had a foundry, they had wood shop, so they would make things for the school basically as part of their instruction. So when Harry Vaughan came over here to work on this project, he did the same thing. So he used high school students to make wrought iron, to make light fixtures, to make desks, to make lecterns, to make credenzas, like whatever they needed, they learned how to do it in the shop class. So then when they got the building over here, the industrial building finished, they could use college students to make everything. So they continued that. So it was not only a great way to learn a trade, but then what you used or made in your class was used at the school. So it's pretty great setup for everybody. Okay, we're standing in front of Building 300, which is the Commerce and Business Education Building, the first building that was completed on the new campus. So this was the excitement, was they got their first building that was permanently made for this campus. And one of the cool features here are these arches that lead into it. But if you look above, those are called horseshoe arches. So this is very significant for Hispano-Moorish architecture. And what they call it is defensive architecture. So if you look at these arches here and you made them narrower, it would be basically a battlement where somebody could fire a bow and arrow out of them. But the modern version of them is they're a little wider, but you can see that horseshoe on the top of them. So they're used throughout all of these buildings, and it's a unique feature that really makes them stand out. Okay, we're over here. Now we're at Building 100, which was the second building that was completed. And this is the Administration and Social Science Building. They thought this would be a good building to complete because it gave them some more classrooms. But where we're at right now is kind of the side of the building. You used to enter from right over here, but look at the detail that they've done on the side of this building. Mimicking the stairs going up, the relief work on the portal or the entrance, all the way up to the top with the repeated arches all the way across with another clamshell piece and then more arches going into the second level. So it really shows that they didn't just build the buildings from the front. The whole part of the building mattered. Okay, so now we're over at the side entrance to the Commerce and Business Education Building. So I wanted to point out here these beautiful, beautiful Moorish tiles. They have kind of a watercolor feel to them, orange or mauve and green and yellow. But this was really to really set the building off. You have a nice neutral color and then this brilliant color of tile and splash of color as you enter the building. Over here on the side entrance for the Administration and Social Science Building, here's some great examples of what the students' work did to produce some wrought iron. So these are basically gates to close the entrance. I don't think they're used very often now, but they're still standing here as a testament to the students of the past that learned the craft, but then got to have their things put into the building of the school. Okay, so with the college history, started in 1913 with 28 students enrolled, going into the 1941 and 42 where they had about 1,700 students. And then World War II started. So what happened in 1942 is basically investment in the school stopped. Enrollment dropped dramatically as people went off to fight the war. And we didn't see a resurgence of investment in the community into the college until the 50s. And now we have what we have today, over 17,000 students attending here from across the globe. It's still a fine example of great education in Fullerton, and it's all right here in our backyard.